All right, for the purpose of this assignment, I'm pretending that I'm a librarian with the smaller county's public library system, whose main branch has just opened a makerspace. The program that I'm proposing is meant to be the first activity that the makerspace is hosting, so the considerations I've made for this proposal have this in mind. With that context given, hello, my name is Brandon, and I'm excited to share with you, the head of programming and my direct supervisor, my proposal for our makerspace's first activity, making books in the makerspace. The concept is a basic bookbinding class. Participants who sign up will attend 2-hour-long sessions at the last of the library's open hours, 2 Mondays in a row from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. It'll be hosted by one instructor, myself, and facilitated by 2 staff aides, who might be any 2 librarians or other staff members who'd like to participate. I might imagine that in future sessions, community volunteers might like to facilitate, but for our first session, we'll keep it in-house. The activity will be broken up into 2 sessions, preparing the materials and binding the book together. In the first session, participants will be introduced to the makerspace, the instructor and aides, and the activity itself. They'll be provided with all the required materials, and the instructor will demonstrate for them how to cut all their paper to size. This allows for a bit of education of the history of bookmaking. What is a book? How are they made? What do we mean when we say terms like signature, folio, sheet, or leaf, and other questions they might have. After this brief demonstration, participants will use the rest of the hour to cut, soak, and hang to dry their paper. Next week, the second session will open with a brief orientation and then a description of the next step, binding. Because it's a bit more intricate, participants will be given a link ahead of time with step-by-step instructions on making a Coptic stitch. The instructor will explain how to iron and fold the paper into folios, then demonstrate a Coptic stitch twice. When the participants begin their own work, the instructor and aides will float around the space, offering assistance. Once everybody's binding is complete, the end of the class will be devoted to writing in and decorating the books. Participants are welcome to take their books home with them, or, if they prefer, submit them to be collected and cataloged by the library. The budget for this program is pretty modest, coming in at just over $100 as a modest estimate for all the required materials. The slide to which I've just switched offers a simple breakdown of what we'll need to purchase. You can see that we already have much of what's necessary. The bulk of the cost is devoted to purchasing tools, which have the potential for reuse in future classes and other activities that we'll host. Staffing is not a concern for the budget because we'll be hosting the event during the library's open hours. From a financial standpoint, it's a safe bet. For this first run, we'll cap the class size at 15. This ensures that the 3 staff members will be able to devote an appropriate amount of attention to all the participants. Given the library's current patronage and preliminary interest in the makerspace, we estimate around 10 people will sign up and actually attend the class. This estimate excludes the parents or guardians of children under 10, whom we'll include as one party together with their child. If the activity proves successful and there's enough interest for future sessions, the space has the potential to accommodate up to 20 people with enough space to work comfortably. I will say we're aiming the activity at participants between 10 and 16. Adults who are older than this, of course, are welcome to sign up, but we do want to set a strict minimum age because we're going to be working with knives, needles, and irons. Anyone younger than 10 must be accompanied by a guardian for this program. For the community, the value really lies in novelty, by which I mean it's the first event we're holding. It'll be many patrons' introduction to the makerspace and their first opportunity to make real use of it. It also connects people to the space, both physically and institutionally. By formally cataloging these items, patrons will feel they're making a permanent contribution to the library and, in that way, being made a permanent part of it. We also hope that these participants will become regular patrons and return to the library and the makerspace for future events. The benefits are much the same to the library itself. This activity will serve as a useful soft launch of the space and give us space to perform a test run of after-hours staffing and security, as there will be necessarily some extra time required after the event is over for cleanup and breakdown. The low cost of the project also means the stakes are low. It's a simple investment that'll generate significant interest and goodwill from the community. I've got 2 references here, And this is a link to the blog I've made, which will have step-by-step instructions for the bookmaking process. Yeah, so that's it. Thank you so much.